Our main vision with CMC concerns evangelism and the planting of churches. Swahili, and some English, and some Baganda. We're not really a ministry, we're a movement. Our movement involves a coalition.
In 2006, I had a chance to go with Jonathan Morris to India, and it was a life-changing experience. I came back with a bigger vision in my country. So I came back believing that this nation can be won to Jesus if we forcefully advance His kingdom through evangelism and church planting, utilizing our pastors' network. So that's how CMC in the Philippines has started.
I looked at what is happening with evangelism. Most of the people are targeting cities and the big towns. But we forget about those people who live where we can't go with a car, where you can't have good accommodation, no good food, and So I said, Lord, this is where I have to go. And then I decided going there, and I always feel good going to the unreached people in those villages.
The idea of CMC of going into the barangays is the answer for the Philippines. It is the answer. Why? Because 90% of Filipinos live in the barangay.
From the inspiration I got from Jonathan, I saw there was a big need to reach out to unreached people, and he inspired me even to start our own ministry, our own church, which is around 3 years old, and it's really doing very well. And my vision, my biggest vision and mission is to make sure we reach unreached people of God.
We're going to pray a Ugandan blessing. CMC is unique because we're doing something that people have thought you could only do through your own in-house denomination or organization, which is to pull together a tight coalition whereby Christian leaders can work together to do significant work for the kingdom.
I was able to organize pastors' network in launching CMC Vision in different parts of the country. It's north, south, east, west. So in the Rift Valley area, God opened for us a door to serve with more than 1,500 churches. And a lot of pastors are joining CMC network. So I'm really exciting and really happy to be part of this movement.
CMC works this way. We encourage pastors in a given area to work together. Not for relationship building, but to work together to advance God's kingdom by evangelism and church planting. So if there are 10 to 25 pastors in an area who share the same passion and vision to evangelize and plant churches in their area, we start a CMC network in the area.
Pastors Network is a group of pastors, generally in the rural areas. Every 25 miles, we form a pastors' covenant group or network. They make a simple covenant. They'll pray for each other once a month. Number two, that each one of them will try to plant a church in a village that doesn't have a church within the next year. And then the third thing is that they will share resources and work together to support each other. in their mutual goal of planting the churches in the villages that don't have churches.
It must be our vision. So we have to plan to work with unity with our group. We prayed this morning about this.
Hereafter, I understand that there is something which can help me in another denomination, in another pastor. There are so many gifts that can help me in my evangelism.
We agree to do like this. Like this.
These 5 pillars. The first one is vision. The other one is stewardship. And we also have servant leadership, leadership, and so on.
5 pillars for our CMC movement. For vision, we need to see Jesus worshipped in every village. In unity, we want to fulfill the prayer of Jesus, that we would be one with Him as He is one with the Father. For discipleship, we're emphasizing ways that we can raise up the leaders that we need so that we'll have the pastors for the new churches being planted. For stewardship, we emphasize looking for local resources first before we look for outside help. For servant leadership, we seek to be kingdom-minded rather than promoting ourselves or our own ministries.
There are many challenges to work together and plant churches. So as often as we can, we go to them, encourage them, remind them of the CMC vision, tell them about the 5 pillars that needs to be in place, which are vision, unity, discipleship, stewardship, and servant leadership.
We're really seeking to partner with groups of leaders at the grassroots level. So we're talking ministerial type fellowships in towns, villages, and in segments of cities.
We train them of how to reach out to their people. So we ask them if they know of a village that has no church, and we promise to help them plant a church there. What do? We go to those villages, we set up the outreach. When we bring in the harvest, we hand the harvest to him to take care of that. It helps him to begin something maybe he had desired of, but he had no way of doing it, so it helps them to begin up.
Almost all of the people in that barangay is now worshiping the Lord. So we have fellowship, so we have planning to build a church there. And now the youth are now the leaders.
It'll work because it's working, because it's simple, it's transferable, and it's largely sustainable with local resources.
Number one, we want to present the Lordship of Christ to every Filipino, every area, every tribe, every town, every barangay. Secondly, we want to plant a church within walking distance of every believer. Thirdly, we want to revive in the hearts of every Christians and leaders the passion for evangelism and church planting. That's what we are doing in CMC.